As the Dow continues to edge closer to its all-time high, our next guest says now is the time to dump two of the hottest sectors in the markets, housing and financials. Todd Schoenberger is staying away from housing and financial stocks. He's a Land Cult Capital managing partner. Todd, good to see you. Why do you say, and I quote, this is a quote here, you hate financials and housing? Hate?
That's right, Cheryl. Look, you have this administration right now that has the bulge bracket banks in its crosshairs. You see it now with Mary Jo White going in as the SEC director. Look, going forward, though, guys, I have to say I don't see anything that's going to help the financials. It's at the expense of human capital that the bulge bracket banks have able to report solid earnings. But going forward, you need that risk component, and it's just not there right now. So I question where the revenues are going to be. So it's great to sell into the strength now, but I would definitely go on the sidelines for the foreseeable future.
Okay, maybe I can understand your trepidation about maybe the major financials. What about regionals? Regional banks have also been one of the biggest and strongest performers of 2012. Maybe that's a piece of the financial pie you like.
That's right, and that's the wild card. I would say go to those regionals. Look, M&T Bank's a good one. It's based out of Buffalo. They took over a ton of these mortgages from Wells Fargo. They were able to turn them around. They are profiting very well. That's a great company. And also look at Frost Bankers down in Texas. They've done exceptionally well. So if you want to concentrate on those regionals, those would work well for you.
You don't hate everything, which is good. You're a nice guy. We know that. You do like consumer discretionary. I do wonder, though, which it has, again, been one of the better sectors of the year over the last year, up 21%. But paychecks are a lot smaller now. Are you concerned that this group might hit some pressure?
Well, it could, actually. But look, going forward, I have to say, Cheryl, I mean, people are going out to continue to spend. You cannot stop the resiliency of the American consumer. So when I look at some of the big box retailers, I start thinking of those consumer discretionary names. They're going to continue to do well. And we've seen that. Look, I think a lot of people, there's a lot of pent-up demand. Holiday retail sales were not that great. And you're right, the take-home pay is a little bit smaller. But going forward for this year, it would be your solid pick.
It certainly is. And I do want to ask you about this also, a couple of travel and leisure picks that you have. And I think this is interesting. You like a Hyatt, you like a Marriott, you even like Carnival, the cruise line. Again, during the recession, they didn't do too bad. But do you stick with these names, again, if we don't know what the economy is going to do after the fiscal cliff disaster?
Well, look, here's the difference, though, with the Travel and Leisure Index. The reason why it's doing well, it has done well mainly because of business travelers. Now you have the actual resort traveler, the leisure traveler, and that's why I like a Carnival Cruise Lines. Look, people still get sick on these cruises, but they're still going to them, especially the baby boomers. They love these all-inclusive deals. Carnival is actually going to be one of the big winners, especially now that we're in that vacation season. People want to get away because of the colder weather.
But Carnival up 27% over the last year. You don't think that it's going to take a little bit of a pause? I mean, that's a pretty big run-up for Carnival.
No, you have to have real solid evidence out there, Cheryl, to actually say just because a stock went up, it's now time to pull back. Look, you want to say, you want to continue to look at demand. You still see the average rates for these rooms and these cabins that are going higher. Right now is their peak time, and it's going to continue through Easter. This is the reason why you want to invest in a Carnival cruise. I know I would say probably going into the fall months would be the time you want to sell off. But right now, this is a great time to buy that stock and hold it.
Short-term time frame, but you also like Love and you also like Delta. So you've been traveling. That's where the tan must have come from. Todd Schoenberger. Thank you, Todd. Good to see you.
Thank you, Cheryl. Likewise.